the families or leaders or factions that control the Chinese Communist Party have made an enormous amount of money. It's the second most powerful nation on earth, and I would argue probably the second most powerful nation in the history of the earth, back in the United States. The people that run it are not communists. They're Marxists. But they're atheistic Marxists, but they are the most wealthiest people on earth. They're much wealthier than Elon Musk. They're much wealthier than the sheiks in Saudi Arabia. They're much wealthier than MBZ and the folks down in the Gulf Emirates. These are the most wealthy people on earth. So they see partners of theirs that are also wealthy. Why have we been so late to start calling out their wealth and how much they've stolen from Lao Beijing? Lao Beijing ain't wealthy. Right? What, 60 or 70 million people still make $1 a day or something? Why? They've stolen all the created value from, kind of Marxist theory of excess gains or whatever it is. That's all been taken by the four or five factions that run the CCP and divvied up among themselves. These people are wealthier than the sheiks in Saudi Arabia, sir.
Indeed, they are. And my co-author, Paul Berkowitz, who's really taken the lead on this issue, has done his utmost to show this wealth. And what we need to do is to expose it. And Senator Rubio has some legislation that's going to task the intelligence community with generating a publicly available report, and CRS is tasked to do the same, to really show where their wealth is so that we can reveal their corruption. Look, these guys are purportedly communists, right? And if you're a communist, you can't be rich. By definition, it's like being a married bachelor, right? You just can't do it. Communism says, leaders included, are going to have to be essentially of the working class and of the peasantry. Of course, that's a lie, and that's never obtained, of course, in any communist country. But that's the myth, right? But they're not even living up to that element. This argument is really important because it allows us to explore and to advance the illegitimacy of the Chinese Communist Party, to show that they were put in power by the Soviets, right? There's nothing China about it. They impose the tyranny of Marxism-Leninism, a Western ideology, on the Chinese people. So we should think of them really as a colonial government, right? The CCP is a colonial government put in place by the last vestige of Western colonialism, Marxism-Leninism, and their leaders are irredeemably corrupt. Now let's go out and find their wealth, right? Let's go to the Gulf, let's go to Switzerland, let's go to New York, elsewhere, find their wealth, expose it, so that we can show to the Chinese people who suffered under their tyranny, who tens of millions, scores of millions of individuals have been killed by that party, that their leaders are irredeemably corrupt, and not just at the top, but throughout the rotten aspect of the CCP. All of them are corrupt, and that wealth needs to be exposed. That reinforces their illegitimacy and how they're beyond the bounds of international society. We shouldn't have anything to do with them.